another episode of Necessary Measures with me, Venessa. This is the channel to help you build stronger connections with your kids and have some fun along the way. Today's episode is a little special. It's like a bonus episode, and it's all about current events and voting. So let's get started. Okay, so in today's special episode, we're going to be talking all about how to handle the conversations surrounding current events and, for us right now, voting. So I have a few tips on having the conversation. My three kids are 7, 3, and 2, and so I kind of wanted to just kind of share what we talked about. I also will include their little interview segment where they shared their thoughts and opinions on, voting and what's going on right now and how it's how this election is in many ways very historical. So that will be in the video, so tune in all the way to the end. Make sure you watch till the end. They'll definitely have a lot to say. But yeah, so let's get into it. How do you talk to your kids about current events and about voting more specifically? Well, the answer, you just talk to them. Honestly, just like adults can have conversations and sometimes they'll get, heated debates. I mean, sure, but kids are smaller human beings. So, there are a lot of people that feel like kids, can't handle the topics of today, or I guess some people try to shield their kids from what's the word? People try to shield their kids from the realities of today, when honestly, I just think go at it head on. So parents, I want to ask, how do you introduce heavier topics with your kids? Leave it in the comments below. So honestly, the way that you would talk to kids about voting or what's going on in the world today and current events is you just talk to them. I mean, kids are just smaller humans, meaning that they're going to need to develop the skill sets and the language to be able to express their thoughts and opinions. And though one could argue that, a lot of a child's opinion is formulated by their environment and what they're around, that, can be true, but also just teaching your kids to, if they have questions, do the research for themselves. My 7-year-old, his encyclopedia is like, YouTube and Google, and that's just the world that we live in today, but it's so easily accessible. All that information is so easily accessible, and just teaching them to, begin to formulate their own opinions. I know early election has been going on for a few weeks now, and Tuesday, is the big, culmination of that, voting day. So talking to your kids about why we're voting, what voting represents, why it's important to exercise your right to vote, and most importantly, and one that really hit home for Brandon and I, was making more of an effort to talk about the local elections with the kids. There's school superintendents and mayors and councilmen, and recognizing that those positions are just as important as the big, presidential position that they're hearing about currently. So I think that's important too. And so we had conversations with our kids. Hey, do you guys know what mommy and daddy will be doing on Tuesday when you guys are in school? They say no. We tell them, well, we're going to be voting. We're going to be exercising our right as citizens to vote and hopefully to pick a new president. So, and then with that comes, well, do you guys know who the president currently is? And, who's running for the office, and, why this is in many ways a historical event, historical times that they're living in. And so basically, that conversation just opens up a world of questions, answers, and opportunities for you to get, their views and thoughts on things. And kids are living in the same times that we are. I think that it's up to us to equip them with the tools that they need to make it through these times. So for example, the coronavirus, when that hit, and explaining to kids that they'll be doing virtual learning, and why we needed to do virtual learning, why it's important to wear a mask, what are the repercussions for what this is all going to equate to. I mean, those are questions that we have and we ask with our kids. And so I just encourage you to just talk with them, share things. And even if they're 3 and 2, there are just basic human values that even 3 and 2-year-olds can notice in someone. So I just think it's really important that kids today have an awareness and a global presence of what's going on, and that their home environments aren't in isolation. So that's one thing that's really important. I think a really good way to introduce any bigger, heavier topic with kids is through reading. And so that's what I did. I leaned back on what I know to be true from the classroom, and I did a read aloud with my kids. It was the book V is for Voting, and I will show that now. And I read that aloud first, and when I do my read alouds, I'm showing them the pictures as I'm reading. I'm allowing them to notice the pictures so I don't go so quickly. When I'm reading, they're taking in, though I'm doing the reading, they're taking in the visual stimulations of the pictures and really looking at what's going on and getting a sense of, the story through the graphics. So I do allow time for them to take that in. And so while we were reading this book, there were some questions that arose on who certain people were in the pictures and what they did, and why they were in the picture, and what they were doing in the picture. And I just think that introducing heavier topics through reading is such a good idea and valuable way to just elicit that excitement for learning and wanting to know more. Hi guys.
Yeah. Hi.
May I ask you a few questions?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Tuesday is a very historical day. Does anyone know what Tuesday is? Chase?
You get to vote for a new president.
Very good. We get to vote for a new president. Chance, do you know what a president is?
Yeah.
What is a president?
S for is a person.
It is a person. Very good, Chance. Anything else? Corey, do you know what a president is?
That's a man. He says he rules the land.
Okay, that's pretty good. So a president is in charge of
The state.
all of the nation. All of the 50 states of the United States. A president is the head person in charge. Do you guys know who our current president is? You could just call it out, Chase. You know, Corey?
Donald Trump.
Yes, Donald Trump is the current president of the United States. So do you guys know anything about Donald Trump?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to raise your hand, Chase. You're just talking.
He always tells lies.
What makes you say that?
Well, because my friends told me that he always tells lies.
You guys talk about politics?
Yeah, and he never wears his mask.
That is very true. And do you think mask wearing is important?
Yes.
Corey, where you going?
Cars.
That is correct. Chance, do you know who's running against President Trump in the election on Tuesday? Let me tell you.
Yeah.
His name is Joe Biden.
Biden.
And guess what's kind of special about Joe Biden?
I don't know.
Do you remember that name?
Yes.
Do you
I
know?
thought John Oswald was going to be the new one.
Well, he's running for a different office. But Joe Biden is running for president, but he used to be the vice president. Corey, you're gonna sit down beside Chance? Okay, so Tuesday is very historic, and Mommy and Daddy will be voting on Tuesday. So what does that mean?
Oh, it means somebody will be the new character. It means somebody. Oh yeah, it means Mom and Dad will want to choose somebody.
Very good. We get to go and cast our. Okay, you can sit beside Chance. We get to cast our vote. We get to cast our ballot. So Chance and Chase and Corey, I have a book right here.
It says V is for voting.
Yes, that I would like to share with you. It says V is for voting. Can you hold it up for the camera?
Sure.
V is for voting. So I would like to read this to you guys, and then can we come back on camera and talk about it?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. All right. So after we read the book, then I put them on camera and asked a few questions just to get their opinion and thoughts about what's going on in the world around them. So take a look at what they had to say. Okay, what did you guys think about the book V is for Voting?
I liked it.
You liked it? What was your favorite part?
V because V is for you and your name is Venessa, and so V. So maybe, just maybe, somebody might choose you because V is for Venessa and V is also for voting.
Okay, so on Tuesday, Mommy and Daddy are going to vote. Now, millions of Americans have voted early, and that's a right that we have as citizens to vote early. But Mommy and Daddy are going to go on the very last day to vote is November 3rd. Does anyone know what happens after November 3rd?
The new president comes and
Very good. We might have a new president when you wake up on November 4th. Do you think that Donald Trump is a good president, Chance?
No.
Yeah. You don't think he is? And how come?
Because he never wears a mask and he always tells a lie, and those are all the things I know.
So he's not being a good leader?
Oh yeah, he's not being a good leader.
I was asking. Do you think he's not being a good leader? Gotcha. Okay.
He's leading people to not wear their mask, and he just thinks that coronavirus is over. We don't have to wear a mask anymore. But it is still here. So maybe sometime he will be sorry.
Okay. Thank you for your thoughts and your opinions. So Chance, if you were old enough to vote, who would you vote for, Chance?
I will vote to Vince.
Your brother Vince. Okay, Chase, if you were old enough to vote, who would you vote for?
You or Dad? Well, no, wait. Maybe. I think I will vote for you or Mom. Because you or Dad, because I don't know any other people.
So Chance, that's a very good point. It's important for people to do their research about who they're voting for and why that person deserves their vote. So, is there anything else you guys want to say about voting? Any questions you have about vote? I have one. Do you think everyone should vote?
Yes.
Yes, voting is very important. It's one of our civic duties is to vote and
Vote!
Thank you so much for tuning in to this special episode of Necessary Measures. Like the kiddos said, make sure you go out and exercise your right to vote, and I will see you next week. Take care.
Vote! Get